Everyone, and welcome back to Coral Island. You may be wondering, what does a day in the life of a farmer look like? So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is let our animals out of the barn. That way they can eat the grass that's outside and not the hay that's stored for winter. Unless, of course, it's raining. Once the animals are all out, we collect from our fish pond and our bug house. Then we are going to collect what our animals have given us. Which honestly I don't do every day. I probably do it every 3 or 4 days. Now you don't have to go into every barn or coop. Certain animals like the pigs, blue ox, they will dig up stuff outside so you don't actually have to go inside. And now our inventory is full. So now we are going to go put things in the appropriate chest. So all of our wool and milk and eggs are going to go over here for processing. And truffles as well. So we have our cheese press, our mayonnaise machine, our oil press, and our looms all connected to these conveyor belts. We'll do that later. And then you're going to want to collect items from your greenhouse. Now I only save the highest quality for processing, with the exception of the geisha coffee beans and truffles. Then we're going to go down into our cellar and drop these off in the appropriate containers. I'm running a little low on wheat flour, so I'm going to run the wheat over to the mill. And then I'm going to put my vegetables in the mason jars, which will eventually be connected by the conveyor belt. And then I'm going to drop the sugar cane in this one so it can actually make syrup. And once you've collected everything, then you can head into town. And we're actually running very low on seeds, so that's where we're going to start. So you have to pay attention to what season the seeds are. We are in fall. And everything that repeats, I already have in the greenhouse, so I don't need anything that's going to produce multiple times. I just need the stuff that's going to produce once. And this may seem like a lot of seeds, but I have probably the ability to do about 2,000 seeds. And then you want to check your errands board. Macy wants pizza, and I already have some made. So we'll drop these seeds off into the seed spreaders. Now we are just going to try and find pizza from Macy. Right there. Alright, so now you could like just look on the map for her. She's right over here in town. Or you can go to relationships, find her name, do it that way. So she is super excited. And we got 450 points for that. So you have options. Once you've done all of your farming duties and ranching duties, you can then go hang out in the ocean, looking for kelp, catching sea creatures, clearing debris, or you can go to the cavern. Wonder what Gong is up to. Oh, he wants to play a trick. Okay. So when you're in the cavern, you can fight monsters, collect gems, and ore. There's all kinds of mining that you can do as you hit all the different rocks. Sometimes you get ore, essence, rocks of course. But it's also how you get to the next floor. And sometimes if you hit the little flamey looking rocks, sometimes you find a monster, sometimes you get ore, sometimes you get rare items. Sometimes you get seeds. It's all very random. And then after a long hard day of mining or collecting kelp in the ocean, you can head to Fish and Zips, which is over here in town. Oh, you also collect bugs. And if you have fishing traps, you're going to want to check those too. Alright, and sometimes we get tasks, like we need to restore a mural. Alrighty. So once we have collected our fish and bugs from our traps, we can ask somebody to go hang out with us at Fish and Zips. We can play pool, darts, all kinds of stuff. So tell me, why do you like it here? It's peaceful. Yeah, I get that. There's something nice about not feeling like you're constantly rushing around. For me, it's the hiking. You can explore just about anywhere here. Forests, lakes, and even the beach. Hiking's my way of unwinding after a long day at the clinic. I started back in university mostly because I was broke and needed something free to do. Turns out it's actually pretty great. You ever get out there much? Not really. You should try it sometime. There's something about being out there in the wild. It clears your head like nothing else. When I'm not up for a long hike, I usually head to the cemetery. It's close by, the walk home's easy, and it's peaceful. Perfect spot to clear my head. The only person I ever see there is Raphael, but he keeps to himself, so it's no big deal. Talking about the cemetery totally reminds me of that time I lived in an old school building while working with Universal Doctors. Creepiest place I've ever stayed. That's where we were assigned to stay, and yeah, it was free. The classrooms were turned into makeshift dorms, cheap and practical, but definitely not cozy. The beds creaked like crazy, but that wasn't a ghost. It was because they were these old hospital beds. I had this really tall friend whose legs were dangling off the edge, poor guy. But hey, it was all we had. Oh, and every night like clockwork at 2 a.m., there was this scratching sound outside the windows. We checked it out more than once, but there was nothing there. Eventually, we just accepted it. Whatever it wasn't bothering us directly. So we let it do its thing, and we learned to live with it. We used to tell ourselves that one day it'd be a funny story we'd laugh about, but even now I don't laugh. Honestly, I don't think it'll ever be funny. That was fun, let's do it again. So once you've hung out with somebody, and ran around collecting things, gathering things, doing whatever it was you needed to do, then it's time to say goodnight to our pets. And crawl into bed. So that is a day in the life of a farmer on Coral Island. I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more.